What up, y'all? So, I was kind of rushing when I made that Nore video and all that. I had to go to the studio, and the homies was outside ready to get in action. So, kind of rushed through that. There are a few things that I didn't get to mention, and a few things that I heard in conversation, responses from my peoples, and in some of my comments, things that I may not have touched on or and so on and so forth. Things that maybe I did say and y'all might have misunderstood or whatever. Um, Joe Buttons, not Joe Buttons. Why do people call him Joe Buttons? Like it's two button, like it's button plural. But Joe Budden said in the interview, and a lot of people are infuriated about this. He said he likes or he loves to see people fail. Yeah, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And I understand why. It's like, how could you, like, who says something like that, right? But I could tell you who says that. Maybe you've said it in your mind at some point or another. Maybe you didn't. I'm gonna tell you who says that. People who come up with an idea, with an original idea, and then they see a whole bunch of people copy it. These people don't give homage to said originator. They just on the bandwagon. It's like, oh, there's gold in them hills, them golds in them darn hills there yonder, and they just start rushing for it. You know what I mean? And it ain't always dope. Like they don't be doing quality work. Putting out quality product or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? People, those originators, a lot of they may not say it, but they want to see you fail. You know what I mean? Because for a lot of reasons. I mean, I think just that in general, that scenario is understandable enough. Some people are like, yo, nah, everybody eat, man, it's all good. But when you're the originator of something and you see somebody else do it, you may feel away. Also, even if you're not the originator of something, sometimes you just, please believe, a lot of MCs at some point got to a point where we was like, everybody rapping now? Oh, now everybody rapping. Niggas ain't even got a rap. Niggas ain't even got a rhyme to rap, but they rapping and selling records. And we would love, like when all of those dudes were here and they were gone, like hip hop, the quote, I use the air quotes when I say hip hop, I mean like the hip hop purists, the people who only will stand for their hip hop in its most original form, right? When all of the snap rap, so to speak, came out, with all of that, like it came and then it kind of went. Like a lot of people was happy about that because it wasn't what they liked. They thought that it was. They thought that it was bad for the game. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that you probably right now would love to see gone, but you just ain't gonna say it out loud. Which brings me back to my original point on the previous video I made on this topic. Like, we're all guilty of a lot of these things that we be mad at our celebrities for doing. We forget that they're human. I have debates with people all of the time, like especially when I'm talking about sports, and I'll be talking about the human factor of the athletes, and they be like, yo, they pay you all this money, fuck your feelings. And I'll be like, they can't pay you to not be human. Like, ain't no price on that right there. You understand what I'm saying? You either is or you ain't. Some people may not act like that, like they don't have any humanity, but that's not everybody. A paycheck don't just don't just make any and everybody into that type of person. You know what I mean? Um, Also, Joe Budden, here's another type of person who could want to see people fail. Some Someone who has been attacked by seemingly everybody. Seems somebody who feels like the world, or for lack of a better term, the world is against them. You know what I mean? Like Joe Budden has had a rough go in hip hop. You know what I mean? He has. Like on some real shit. Like, it ain't all like a lot of rappers may appear arrogant, or they may be arrogant or whatever. They may be mean celebrities, they may be mean when you meet them in person, but a lot of us have been shitted on for a very long time. So by the time you get to a point where they stop shitting on you, it's hard to differentiate who did and who didn't, and it just feels like everybody did. So it's like, man, middle finger to all of you niggas. You understand what I'm saying? And you think about Joe's history, he had static with, static that got physical and all kind of, with the Wu-Tang brothers, with the brother Ransom on the reality TV with Consequence. Like all of this static, was static that wasn't favorable to Joe. And you know how we, the audience, give it up. Well, let me say y'all, because I don't give it up like y'all. And even if I do it in private. I'm not, come on, B. If it's jokes, then it shouldn't hurt nobody if it's a joke, right? So you do it in private. But anyway, I'm rambling, right? His reality TV life, you know what I'm saying? All of that got a lot of people, fans and artists alike, probably talking about Joe crazy, right? And so a person who feels defecated upon by the world or by anybody or a group of people, might I even say a race of people, a gang of people or whatever of people, if you feel heavily scorned, I don't know if those are good words, but you feel violated, legitimately violated by a group of people or a person, you would love to see them fail, and don't act like you wouldn't. Don't act like you wouldn't. So, cut the man a little bit of slack. I still maintain that I feel like they should be careful. You know what I mean? Joe, Nore, and all of the bloggers, all of us out here, because, we are not human. I mean, we are not robots. We are all human. And, we can sit here and we can say the controversy sells and all of that, and it's a good thing. But when niggas go in the street and get lost, and I don't mean Amber Alert lost. Well, maybe Amber Alert lost. Well, Amber Alerts is for children, right? Anyway, when people go in the streets and get left, and people are talking about niggas as haters, you create haters, B. Like, you gotta remember I might have liked you until you shitted on my whole life. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people be like, you shouldn't meet your heroes because you'll be disappointed and whatnot. In these podcasts and these spaces where we all quote unquote real talking, you know what I mean? It's kind of akin to meeting us because you seeing us outside of our rapidy rap, our performance element, and we seeing these sides of us that probably ain't meant to be seen by the fans. You know what I mean? We seeing, the fans are seeing these sides of us or y'all that are probably not meant to be seen by the fans. And I just would caution against it. You know what I mean? Because again, like I said, I've been going to some of the most dangerous cities my whole career, from the start to now, and them people treat me lovely. Like, I couldn't even tell Philly was a rough city when I used to go out there a lot, because when I saw them, it would be so much love. You understand what I'm saying? Hip hop has protected me. Hip hop has saved my life. Me and my man was building with one of the little brothers, trying to tell him to keep his head on straight and whatnot. I was having a few nights ago, and I'm explaining to the little homie how You know, first of all, it made me a nicer person because I was a grouch and shit. But when I started traveling and people being nice and this, that, and the third, not just to me, but to everybody, it changed my perspective. Even, that was one factor. I would go into rough situations such as like through the system, like bullpens and county jail and shit like that, Rikers Island, Brooklyn House. I've been through all of that shit as a rapper, just not for a long time, where they trying to put me in PC, protective custody, because I'm a celebrity. And I'm like, nah, right? And I don't need that. And they like, listen, we have to do it. And they try to force me, and I don't let them force me. They take me up there. I come back after I find out I have to sign some shit to actually go in there. Well, that mean I ain't got to go in there. So they bring me back downstairs. The dorm is cheering for me when they bring me back. Yeah, we knew you was a real one. All that kind of shit, right? Like, I would go in these places where people have it rough and I would have it easy. Salute to those people who made it easy for me, but overall it was hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? People would see me and it would be love. I never tried to make people under me feel bad because I came from nothing. How can you do that when you come from nothing? Like, I mean, people do it all the time. I shouldn't ask how, but it don't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? So hip hop has protected me all these years through the bullpen. Like, I used to go see girls. I'm going to the Bronx. Niggas know the shit you hearing about the Bronx now. People be painting Bronx in such a negative light. Y'all just hearing that. The Bronx always been a mofo, right? So I would go up there, go check a girl. I done took a train. I done took a whole slam dancer on a train with me to go see this chick. I ain't know how to drive yet, right? I get in the building or in the lobby and it's all kind of niggas, and these niggas is, yo, and I'm ready to throw my life away. I'm this close because I'm scared for it, but it's all love. I was carrying that slammer for practice. I never had to use it. I stopped. You understand what I'm saying? Because hip hop protected me. That was my brand of hip hop. Hip hop has turned into all of this gossipy, you know, whether it's the podcast or the music or just the bloggers, all of this shit, it has turned into all of this gossipy beef culture. You understand? How is that going to protect us, Foolio? Like, subscribe, share, comment. If you made it to the end of this video, what can you do? Throw up the two hammers. You know the hammers they got in emojis? Put up 4 of those if you made it to the end of this video. And go check out Ether Rocks. It's really a slapper. You understand what I'm saying? It's fully produced by Browz, and it's everywhere, including wax. You heard? Rock on, rock, go on. Foolio.